case you live under a friggin' rock, the term passport bros is kind of popular right now. But I think it's a bit of a confused topic. So I want to go through the 6 different kinds of passport bros right now. The first group are the pay-per-play crew. These are the guys that are looking for prostitutes. Women they don't know at all, women don't know them. They get together for an hour in a hotel room and he gives some money for the sex. I'm kind of surprised how common this is. Like, this is common. In the West, we don't kind of have the same concept of prostitution as they do in other countries. Because in the West, look, our girls are trained to have sex for thrills, right? So we kind of get access to sex fairly easily in the West. Well, that's changing a lot at the moment, but throughout the 90s and noughties when I was a younger guy, it was definitely kind of easy just to hook up with a girl if you wanted. So for a Western guy, it is kind of amazing to see how popular it is. Now, of course, you've got the oldies that might be in like Thailand or something, but you're getting a lot of younger guys, also from the West, not just from other parts of the world, who are paying for sex as well, directly paying. Second group of guys, and this is the craze at the moment, and these are sugar daddies. Now, this is a very interesting term because it is essentially prostitution, but you kind of maybe know the person over a longer period of time. So it's not like a paper play. A paper play is like a contractor, do a job and I pay you, whereas this is more like an employee. You kind of want a salary and then just do stuff while you're there, you know? In terms of the sugar daddy thing, I think it feels less like prostitution for those people that are involved. It's kind of like more like a girlfriend experience in a sense. So I feel like this kind of makes it more palatable, both for the man and for the woman. I've recently gotten some pretty good intel in this sphere. I'm going to tell you about 2 girls I know. They're in a different country and they're both not from that country, and they're both involved with men who are also not from that country. But let me explain to you how this works. So one of the girls is living with a guy full time, and he pays her per day, just leaves money on the counter every morning, and then he also takes her shopping a little bit as well and makes it very clear, if you need more money, just let me know. So the cupboards are always full, she gets the accommodation, plus the, I guess, retainer, if you will. Now, it turns out that he wants her to move in full time, and that would probably lead to a relationship, but she doesn't want that, even though she quite likes him. And then the other girl, she's really interesting. She's in an apartment that's being paid for by a former sugar daddy, and now that they've kind of broken up, she's now having to pay for that apartment herself. Look, she was pretty cagey. I didn't know what to believe and what not to believe, but it seemed that she was being a paper play prostitute, as well as just having a phone full of international dudes who might fly in for business, spend a night with her, give her some money, buy her a little bag or some perfume or whatever. And she told me how she invents this backstory that she's a student, because guys kind of want to feel like they have a bit more of a wholesome kind of a girl. So she just says, oh, I'm a student, I need to pay my fees, blah, 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 blah. So it kind of helps to massage the ego of the guy. So you have these kind of range of activities, which is essentially paid, but also paid for with gifts. Maybe the guy will pay for the girl to go somewhere with him, and all expenses paid, and then they have sex all the time as well. Passport bro type number 3. These are your traditional players. These are guys who are pretty kind of alpha, chattish. They let the girl know, not verbally, but the girl can tell, this guy just wants to bang me. I'm not going to see him again. It's really clear what he wants. And the girl can be like, do I want to hook up with this guy or not? This guy might be a bit jacked, might be a bit shredded, but his game is fast sex. I don't promise anything else. All I want to do is bang you. So this guy is kind of honest in a way, and you know, this is something that's quite common in the West, obviously. And I would say the majority of the time, the vast majority of the time, the girl knows what's up. So it's kind of a fair exchange, if you know what I mean. There's no deception there, whatever. A mate of mine who is maybe 38, 39, he's like jacked, ripped, and he hooked up with this young girl in a passport bro country, and the girl asked him, so how many girls have you banged here? Like, she was just curious. She's not being like jealous or whatever. She was like, I'm curious, like how much you're getting, you know? She was just laughing about it. She just found it funny. Passport bro type number 4. I freaking hate this guy. He's a germ. I really hate this guy. He's the one that pretends to be romantically interested just to get the sex, right? So he might take the girl on dates, be all lovey-dovey, 3-4 dates, always paying for everything, blah, 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 blah. Then he gets the sex once and then he bails. Or he keeps treating her like a girlfriend and then has like 6 of them going at the same time, and they all think that they're the girlfriend of him, right? I call this guy the blue pill player because he doesn't know how to be a real player. He can't compete in the real sex marketplace. So he has to fake being the boyfriend, fake dating girls to get the sex. And I really hate this because when they're going to a more traditional society, they're really faking it. They're really taking advantage of the girls. Passport bro type number 5. This guy is more of an honest, simple kind of guy. He's just traveling around. He's open to dating. He finds himself in relationships fairly easy. And they're genuine relationships. He's doing what he says he's doing. He's not being misrepresentative. This guy will have a traditional type of relationship with a girl, typically speaking. It could eventually lead to marriage, but this guy's probably a bit younger. So he just has the girlfriend, and again, a few years later it might lead to marriage, whatever, but for now, it's actually a relationship. He's actually taking it seriously, so is she, and I guess it's more of a traditional kind of relationship. Finally, passport bro type number 6. This is the marriage guy. This guy's actually looking for a wife, or either super open to it or actively looking. And he might be thinking, okay, I'm going to go to, say, Philippines, and I'm going to live there, and I'm probably going to get myself a wife. Or he might fly over to Colombia and think, I'm going to find a wife and I'm going to take her back to my country, right? So different plans, very different plans. Some of these guys will stay in the country. Others will take the girl with them, back with them to their own country. So these, my friend, are the 6 different kinds of passport bros. They're very different kinds of guys. They're very different objectives, very different how they present themselves. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you a passport bro? Do you know any passport bros? Did I miss anything? Are there some other kinds of passport bros out there?